Okay, guys, come in, take a seat, grab a drink, have a rest. Okay, so some of you are sitting there pleased with your performance so far. You've done well. You've done really well so far. The crowd are chanting your name, your kids are chanting your name. And it'll be easy to pat yourself on the back. And yeah, God has done great things so far. But I've got one thing to say to you. It ain't over yet. We've still got to get out there and win. Okay? There's no prizes to be given out right now, so we can't take our foot off the gas. You may have got through the toddler years, the teenage years, and thought, actually, I've done all right with my children. They've turned out to be well-rounded children, they've left home, and now I can put my feet up, relax, and say, my job is done. But no, never do that. Your job is never done. Because your enemy is still out there, prowling around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. We don't want that person to be you. So, if you take your foot off the gas, you leave the door open, the enemy will get in and defeat you. We've got to keep the enemy at bay. Never take your eye off the ball. Okay? So you stop praying and you leave that door open for the enemy. And all your hard work will be undone, just like that. And he'd love nothing more than to see your family split apart. So, the prayer that you've been doing, the Bible reading you've been doing, the worshiping, the sacrificing to God, giving of yourself, keep doing it. Never tire of doing good. Keep at it. Never stop. Never stop praying for your children. What about the rest of you? You've come in here, you're sitting down, your shoulders all slumped, you're disappointed. You feel like you've given up already. The hopes and dreams that you had for your children when they were born, they just seem like a million miles away now. They've got no ambition. They've got no drive. The values and principles that they have are totally different to yours. Maybe you're a Christian and you've been praying for your child, but you mentioned God in your home, they don't want to know. And that's the last thing they want to talk about. And you've come in here all disappointed and you've given up. And I've got one thing to say to you as well. It ain't over yet. We can still win this. Why? Because we've got God on our side. And greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Greater is he that's in your team than he that's in the opposition. So we can still win this. You look at your children, maybe they've been really rude to you, you argue all the time, but it ain't over yet. We've got a guy in our church, guy in my church. When he was younger, he got mixed up with all sorts, gangs, fights, Big John they call him. But you look at him now and he's a totally transformed person. Why? Because his mum never stopped praying for him. So you guys never stop praying for your children. You're trying to do it all on your own. You get the ball, you try and dribble past the opposition, you get tackled all the time. But God is over there in space. Pass the ball to God. He's in all of that space. He says, give me your burdens. Let me do that for you. Cast your burdens on me because I care for you, because I love you. But you're trying to do it all on your own. So when we get back out there, give the ball to God. Let him do the hard work. You just pray. You just stay committed to God. It's really important that we do that if we want to have victory today. So, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see failure? Do you see defeat? But you know what? That's not what God sees. That's rubbish. You've forgotten who you are. You're God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do good works. Even before you were born, he created you to do these good works. And that's who God sees, because he loves you so much. You see, God took the strength of a mountain, the majesty of a tree, the warmth of a summer sun, the calm of a quiet sea, the generous soul of nature, the comforting arm of night, the wisdom of the ages, the power of the eagle's flight, the joy of a morning in spring, the faith of a mustard seed, the patience of eternity, the depth of a family in need. Then God combined these qualities when there was nothing more to add. He knew his masterpiece was complete, and so he called it Dad. Now let's go out there and win it for our children.